Hey, Sam back here. Welcome to this bonus page for Webinar X. I'm excited about this product today. The reason is that it really fulfills a need in the marketplace. For a long time, GoToWebinar has held a monopoly over the webinars that have been run, and as you can see, GoToWebinar in itself is quite expensive. Now, Webinar X is here as a low-cost solution to really help you to save a lot of money and run successful live webinars. Now, what is a webinar? A webinar is a live presentation, basically like this, except it's live. So it's kind of like a video, but it's a live presentation where you can interact with your visitors, your audience, live. So this is the members area of Webinar X. I'm going to show you a demonstration of how this works in just a moment, but first of all, I wanted to take you through what this looks like from the outside. So this is the inside, this is the admin area where this all runs in. This is the outside. So this is the registration page right here. Now you can customize this registration page as you want. You can customize the logo, you can customize the text, the author, the date, time, reserve your spot, how that's done, and all of this is customizable. Now the actual webinar system itself looks like this. Now it's run through Google Hangouts. So you'll need to start up a Google Hangout like the one that you can see right here. And so you've got your screen sharing going on, and people will be able to see what is happening in your Google Hangout. Now, Google Hangouts are totally free to run. A disadvantage is that they can be a little bit slow. You'll need a fast internet connection, but it should run fine as long as you have those two things. So whatever you show on your Google Hangout after connecting it with Webinar X will be what people see through the Webinar X system. Okay, right here. Visitors will then be able to comment, they'll be able to ask questions, they can ask questions and interact publicly, and they can also vote, all right? They can give you thumbs up, thumbs down, they can add in certain details, and also you've got a URL here where they can actually share the webinar. You can also add Facebook comments. Facebook comments can go down below, and basically the webinar will run as it usually would live, all right? You can see it, your visitors will be able to see it live. So if you want to be able to do this yourself, you can now do this for as low as $27. That's how much this product is launching for, and it includes a lot of additional features. So as we go through and actually go to the dashboard and set up our first webinar, here is the dashboard. I really like how it's got this countdown here to when your next webinar starts, and you can actually start the webinar from this dashboard right here once you've connected it with Google Hangouts. When it starts, it means that people will now be able to view the webinar and they won't just view a coming soon page. There's also a really good statistics column here. You've got total all-time, total webinars, you've got total upcoming webinars, total past webinars, and if we went into the more advanced statistics, you can see a lot more here as well. It's got top 5 subscriber lists. Okay, that's how many leads you've actually captured. You can capture leads directly from your webinar into the system. You can also run webinar replays and evergreen webinars. Evergreen webinars are webinars that appear to be live, but are actually not live. All right, they're live, but they're recorded webinars. So you can answer questions live, but you don't actually have to deliver the webinar again. Now, our subscribers are stored here. So this is where our subscribers are stored. We can see how many active subscribers we have here, and it's fully integrated with your autoresponder. So you'll be able to capture these subscribers in your autoresponder, so they won't just be available in Webinar X, they'll also be available in your autoresponder as well. Now, if you want to add some panelists, go into this section here, you can add a panelist. So you could add yourself as a panelist, for example, or I could add myself, and that would mean that I would be a person on the webinar. So you can have more than one panelist on a webinar. It could be me, it could be multiple people, and I would be able to edit. Now, my email's already been taken. I have another account that I've been using as an example, and that's the reason that this panelist is taken here, and it's the account that I believe this is registered under as well. So if you were to add a random email, I'll add a new email, say Sam, there we are, we'll add in a password, and we'll click add, and there we are. Cool, so we've added our new panelist here. So if you had someone coming on as a guest onto the webinar, an expert, something like that, you could actually add them in here and they would be notified. And you could also add them to the webinar that you wanted them to present to, and it makes it really easy to basically have everything running smoothly. You've also got our webinars section here. Now this shows the upcoming webinars and past webinars, and you can through here edit these webinars as you want. Now it's really important that you do this after setting up or creating a new webinar. Click on create a new webinar, and we'll go through the process now. It's actually important that you go through and edit your webinar. So let's say, for example, we were presenting on a topic. It could be for a local business, it could be for a health company. Let's say health supplements and their benefit. You could say a webinar about health, and that's our description, plus we have a host here. Now we can make it a private webinar. That would mean that it wasn't open to the public, it was invite only, or we can make it a public webinar, which we want to do right now. We can add it to our subscriber list. We can actually choose a subscriber list to add this to, so it could be health list, and I haven't got any autoresponders connected up, but you can connect up your autoresponder and add or select which autoresponder you wanted to choose for this demonstration. You can then set the time that you want. So we could say Pacific time, we'll have the start time on the 27th, we'll have the time is going to be at 6 p.m. and the estimated duration is going to be 1 hour. Click next, and we've got step number 4. I can then choose which panelist that I want to select. So in this case, it's just going to be me. I don't need 2 panelists. I'm just going to select one and click add. Now my email will get a notification about the email. I'll also get a link where I can actually log on as a panelist as well as part of that email. Then from here, if I want to duplicate this webinar, I can. If I want to trash it, I can, or I can edit the webinar by clicking this edit button right here. And here we are. I now have a range of different settings, stats and notifications that I can utilize. So this is like the webinar control panel, all right? It's like the control area for your webinar. You can edit everything through here. You can view your subscribers. You can adjust your streaming, and I'll show you why that's important in just a second. Security, you can have panelists that are specified. You can have integration code. This is basically a form that can be integrated on multiple websites to capture people onto the webinar, so you could have more than one location that people could actually jump on the webinar from. You've got your webinar invite code, so this, if I was to copy this right now and put it over here, it looks like this. So we've got our webinar invite sign up available here, and if people wanted to register through here, they'd be registered automatically for our webinar. We've also got, as part of this, what happens after the webinar has ended. So if the webinar ends, do you have a replay code you can add in? If you've recorded this webinar, which you can do through this system, then you can then immediately add this webinar embed code, and it will play for people that arrive late. Or if you wanted to, you could just have some thank you page text, or you could have a thank you page that people get forwarded to at the end of this webinar. And that would go there instead. So you don't have a replay, you've got, hey, sorry, the webinar's over, better luck next time. You can add to your welcome message, right? So here, if you wanted to customize this right here, you could actually add some text into this panel right here. This is your landing page. It's generated through the system, and you could add your text in here. You've also got an autoresponder code that you can add in, enable integration. You can add in your HTML autoresponder code here if you wanted to capture leads into a different area. You've got FB comments you can integrate with for this landing page right here. And on top of that, you've also got retargeting that you can do for your webinar as well. So while your webinar is running, or before it's running, after it's running, you can have people being retargeted over Facebook and in a variety of different places. You've also got notifications. This is really important. Notifications gives you the ability to write up a message that people will receive before the webinar begins. So if you want them to automatically get, and you've probably had this before as well, if you've got, say for example, you've registered for a webinar, and you jump into your email before the webinar and you suddenly see that the webinar host has sent you a notification. You can do the same thing to make sure that you get a larger rate of people turning up for your webinar. So this is how you do it. You go through, you'd enter in your details here, and you're ready to go. We've also got a reminder email. So hey, I noticed that this happened. Make sure you get onto the webinar. Here's a reminder. And you've also got a closing email as well. So hey, thanks for getting on the webinar. Here is your free download, or here is the replay link. And you can write up these different templates, and you can schedule them to go out at whatever particular time you want them to go out, which is really quite useful. You can also add the subscriber lists or specific subscriber lists that those emails will go out to, which is really quite handy. So you can adjust everything through here. Now, I said that I'd show you what the streaming is. Now, streaming is where you basically are using a special code. You select live here if you want to go live with the webinar, and then what you need to do is you need to add in your streaming server code. Now, this streaming server code is a URL that is found right here. So you see this? This is Google Hangouts. You go to here, video embed, copy this link right here, add it in here, click update, and this is your embed code. All right, so that will basically, that's all you need to do to connect up Google Hangouts with the webinar system to make it run live. Really quite easy. And then from there, you can click live and you can start your webinar. So if I was to go and set this to live, it means that my webinar is started and that I can then start presenting through here. And as people go onto the webinar, come onto the webinar on the hour mark, they will see my screen and I can then present from Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts has a number of different options. You can not only stream your screen, you can actually put yourself on in person as well. You can see here I'm traveling at the moment, so it's not the nicest background, nicest video work that I've done, but it's all available through here. So you can do that through Google Hangouts, or you can choose to share your entire screen like I'm doing right now, and you can see here it's fading into nowhere because I'm sharing this actual recording screen. But if I was to move to this page, you'll see here that I'm still recording. So that's basically what this system is. This is what it does. It's a full webinar system that allows you to do everything you would want to for your webinars. You'll be able to run live webinars through here, recorded webinars, evergreen webinars. All of it is done through this system. You can either choose what kind of streaming you want, so you could set up evergreen webinars through this. You can select that your webinar's ended, welcome. You can have a welcome message come up before the webinar starts, and as you can see, really easy to work, really easy to use, and for the price of only $27 to start off with, obviously it's increasing, this is a really good solution. So I highly recommend jumping in, getting access to this if you're interested in a webinar system. As you can see, it's set to live right now, so we're actually live on a webinar right now. If you are interested in jumping in, getting access to this, there's really comprehensive training. I know that I've gone through this really quite fast. The system does a lot. It really is an all-in-one solution, so I apologize if I've moved through this really quickly. I wanted to show you everything, but not have this video go on for 20 minutes. So make sure that once you get access to this, you go through all the training. Go down below, you'll see a bunch of different bonuses as well, including a special webinar guide that I have for actually creating a successful webinar. I've done a lot of webinars in my time, and I can help you to get some guidance with that, and I think you'll really like this software. So thanks once again for coming to this page. This is Sam Becker. I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.